welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Jennifer. And today, in honor, I guess, of Valentine's Day coming up, I thought it'd be fun just to do like an all pink kind of look outside my comfort zone. If you guys watch my channel, you know pink is not really my thing, but I've become more appreciative of the shade. And so today we are going to be playing around with makeup that's all pink or red, including the packaging. And we're going to be using the new Pat McGrath. This is is it Eternal Eden? Yeah, the Divine Rose Luxe Quad in Eternal Eden. I haven't even opened it yet, so we're going to use this on the eye. But everything else is going to be a combination of things that I already have, and we'll be trying those again so you guys can get a better feel for them and talking about those products. Yeah, so if you're interested in seeing that, stay tuned. Hey everybody, so today, like I said, we're going to be doing a pink look. So I'm rocking the natural hair today, as you can probably tell. All right, so we're gonna do, like I said, an all pink look, and all the products are also, pink and red. So the foundation we're gonna use is the Tom Ford. This is the Traceless Touch Foundation, but in the pink packaging, so, you know, I think that counts. My brows are already done because why not? But I will say this, I did them with the Gucci pencil, which is in pink packaging. So, all pink, pink and red. Now I'm very new to this foundation. I have this in 1.5 cream, and it's a satin matte. So I don't usually use anything that says matte in it anywhere because my skin is very dry. But satin matte kind of like appealed to me. I was like, oh, maybe I'll try it. And I haven't used it very often, just a couple of times, but I'm really liking it. So, you know, I wanted to do it again so you guys could see. I'm also using the Tom Ford Emotion Proof Eye Primer, which is not pink, but unfortunately I didn't have anything that was an eye primer that was pink. I don't usually use eye primers, but I've started to use this one, and I have to say I'm very impressed. I have very dry eyelids instead of oily ones, so I don't usually use primer because one of the reasons, not the only reason, but one of the reasons you use primer is, you know, to make sure that your eyeshadow like stays on your face. And for me, I have the opposite problem. My skin is so dry that it literally, like, not cracks, but you know what I mean, like it sort of separates because the skin is so dry. Like, it can become a problem if you use an eye primer that dries it out, because then it gets more irritated. So I generally don't use them, but this one actually seems fine. It doesn't bother my eyes, it doesn't dry them out, doesn't dry out the skin. So I'm really liking this product. I think it's really, really good. I've only used it a couple times, so you know, but I wanted to give everyone an update because so far I really like it. Gucci powder. I don't pull this out very often, mostly because I just don't use a lot of powder, but I do like the Gucci powder. If you don't like scent, you won't like it because it does have a scent. It just leaves a nice, like, it doesn't mattify my skin. If you're interested in like a mattifying powder, I wouldn't suggest this one. I think it's a really good powder and it feels really nice on me, but it's not one of those powders like if you're an oily person that's gonna mattify. It's just more like natural, I think, finish. So then we're gonna take the Goa bronzer. Again, red packaging, you know, Valentine's Day, I don't know. I just think I think it works. Trying to do a theme here, guys. All right, so we're gonna take the Tom Ford bronzer brush. I'm gonna go in lightly with this because I'm not looking for a super bronzed look today. The Goa is one of those powders, those bronzers, that I think works on a lot of people because it is something that you can build. I am very pale and I use it, but I do go in with the light hand most of the time. Every once in a while I'll, you know, like really bronze it up, but most of the time I don't because it doesn't really look right on me when I do that, because I don't really bronze. Like, it's pretty obvious looking at my, you know, my skin tone that I'm not gonna bronze, I'm gonna just burn. So, but it's a really pretty bronzer. I think it works well on like most skin tones because it does have some definite depth to it. And if you're a medium skin tone or even I think even a deeper skin tone, this is probably going to work on you. It really does have quite a bit of pigment to it. There's also Serena, which is the other shade, which I believe is even deeper, but I also think it's warmer toned. It's not as cool toned. Okay, so then for like highlighter and blush. So I have two things. I have the Natasha Denona, I love this thing, the Cheek Duo, and then of course I have the Pat McGrath, the new Pat McGrath highlighter. Now, technically, if you saw my video about this, the new highlighter actually, in my opinion, is less pink than the other Pat McGrath highlighter, which is the Champagne Gold, which I find a little confusing because this is the Divine Rose, but that might just be my opinion. Well, it is just my opinion, but I mean, I don't know if it's true. Maybe it just shows that, like that on me, but it looks golder than pinker. The Natasha Denona actually is pinker, in my opinion, again. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use both because I don't wanna leave anyone out. So we're gonna go ahead and put on a little bit of the Natasha Denona first. This is the highlighter. This is the Akabeko brush, and I'm just gonna like put a little bit on. The thing about the Natasha Denona, it is like pinkish, but it actually is kind of like, not sparkly, but a little bit more like, it's less subtle. How's that? The Natasha Denona one has like such a sheen to it that if you're not looking for something really blingy, you're probably not gonna love it. It's not really my favorite. It's not bad. It's just not my favorite. My favorite is the Champagne Gold Pat McGrath one. I love that highlighter. Absolutely love it. It's my favorite. So I'm gonna go with the blush. The blush is very, it's cream. It's very pink, which for this look, again, is great. But you know, it's not really like my favorite. I prefer a blush that has more of a peach, or like the Patrick Ta, which is a very unusual one, which is She's So LA, which is actually more of like almost tan to it, the blush. So I don't use a lot of this. I just use a little bit. It's not that it's not pretty. I actually think it looks nice on me. I just, I don't like an overly pink face. I think a lot of it is, again, this is all preference, but I mentioned this the other day about like oily skin people. People with oily skin often don't like to look dewy, and don't pick products that make them look dewy because they're prone to oiliness and they don't like that look. I'm prone to redness because of rosacea, so I think that's why I don't like pink. It's not that I don't like the color. I think it's just my whole life I've tried to like stave off the redness in my face. So I think that's what it is. Who knows? Maybe I just don't like pink. But I'm pretty sure that's why. All right, so let's open her up. This is the, as I said, the new Quad by Pat McGrath. Pretty pink, I think. I think it works. Shades in here are Pink Mystique, Temptation, Earthly Delight, and Forbidden Fruit. You gotta love Pat McGrath. The names are awesome. 12-month shelf life. And I mean, we're about to find out, but I very much doubt this is like a bad quad. Pat McGrath always has beautiful eyeshadows. I'm not as big a fan of Pat McGrath face products so far. They just don't work as well for me. Like her foundation didn't really work. I don't have it. I've tried it, but maybe I just need to buy it and like use it more often. When I tried it, it wasn't great for me. But you know, you never know. Like those things, sometimes it takes a little while. Love the lip products. Lip products are awesome. And again, the highlighter is like my favorite highlighter of all time. So, you know, it just depends. Now look at those shades. I mean, they're beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. This shade here is like, yeah, I don't even know how to, like that's stunning. stunning. Yeah, I mean, even if you don't like a Pat McGrath like color story, you're gonna like the formula. I mean, it's pretty impressive. All right, so we're gonna go into this like purple shade. This is the Wayne Goss number 4. Yeah, incredibly pigmented. I mean, I'm actually gonna do both eyes because that's like it was just a lot of pigment. Not that that's a bad thing, but I didn't think I put that much in my brush, but you know, if it's Pat McGrath, you have to be ready for that. Very pigmented shades. I have every mothership that she's done. I don't have every quad though. I have a lot of them, but I have a couple of her 6 pans as well. My friend Cara from Beauty and the Frizz, I think she has like everything that Pat McGrath has ever made, pretty sure. And does amazing looks with all of them. I'll make sure I link her channel below. As I said in my other video, I'm trying to get better about linking. I always forget. Like, I do the video, I talk about the person in the video, and then it's up in the video, but then I forget to link the channel. And people write to me and they're like, yeah, I was looking for that channel. I'm like, shoot, I did it again. Like, I didn't mean it. I'm gonna take the very pink shade. I'm gonna go in with, this is a, why did my train of thought? Rephr brush, number 12. It's kind of like a pointed, well, I guess it's like a domed eyeshadow brush. Rephr actually just restocked a bunch of their brushes, I was told. So if you're interested in getting your hands on them, the Rephr brushes are really good. They're excellent quality, very reasonably priced for what they are. I mean, they're made in Japan. They're great brushes. Something to consider if you're interested in brushes. I am also trying to build out the brush list that will be attached in the description box. They're not all there yet. I'm slowly building that up. Going back in with the 04 and just kind of blending that out. That is a very like hot pink, very pigmented pink. It's a beautiful shade. Let's take the 03 brush, Wayne Goss. This is my go-to brush for like buffing things out. It's very soft, it doesn't irritate my skin, and it does a really good job of like, you know, just smoothing out edges. I really love this brush. Okay, so now I'm gonna use, now this is where like I'm gonna have difficulty because I want to use like both these shades on the lid because they're both gorgeous. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use more of a pointed brush here. This is the, here we go. Where are my brushes? This is the, the Chikuhodo, what number is this? KZ08 eyeshadow brush. This is a very pointed brush. And the reason I want to use this is because I'm going to use that, like I told you, the shade that I thought was super beautiful. It is, they're all beautiful, but it's Forbidden Fruit. And I want to place it on the edge of the eye, like out here, sort of like a halo. And then in the inner corner, I'm going to use the really light one on the middle of the eye. And so to do that, I need a brush that's a little more pointed so I don't get it everywhere. That is just a beautiful shade. Wow. All of Pat McGrath's shades, I mean, I've used a couple that I was kind of like, eh, but honestly, I mean, just, you know, 99% of the time, her shades are beautiful. Her mattes are great. Her duochromes are, I mean, just, they're all just stunning. So again, even though you might not like a color story, and you know, there's some that I haven't been like as fond of, the formula is always just like, wow, like that's impressive. Okay, Chikuhodo F06 brush. We'll go in with that really light shade. Put it right down the middle. And then I'll buff it out in a minute. So, I mean, it's so pretty. So pretty. Okay. And I'm lightly buffing because I don't want to lose. I mean, with the Pat McGrath formula, generally you don't have to worry too much about buffing away. What I mean by that is there are some shadows where they look really pretty when you put them on, and then when you go to like buff them out to, you know, keep the lines clean or to just make everything smooth, the color disappears. That's not gonna happen here. But I also want to keep as much of the, you know, so that's why I buffed it out like that, and then I'm gonna go in with my finger and just put it right back on the middle of the eye, on top. I mean, it's just, you'll see, I mean, it's stunning. Stunning. Okay, Rephr 03? Which one is this, 02? 03. And I'll link the Rephr link down below, like I said, because they do have restock. Using the first shade that we used, which I've forgotten the name of already, but I will get it for you. And hopefully there's a little box that's showing the colors I'm using. It is Earthly Delight. I believe it's a matte. It looks like a matte, but I'll check. If I'm wrong about it being a matte, I will make sure that's known. Okay. And then we're gonna go in with the Forbidden Fruit, which was that, like, I think it's a duochrome, I'm not sure. I'll put that on the outer corner here. It's a beautiful shade. It's my favorite shade in this, if you haven't been able to tell that already. I'm just building it out a little bit on the outer. It's really unique. It's really pretty. Okay, let me bring you in so you can see. Eternal Eden, so pretty. So the lightest shade, the one that's kind of in the middle of my eye, is Pink Mystique. Then the hot pink shade is Temptation, and then the one we put on first that has more of like that matte is Earthly Delight, and then the one that's in the corners, the one that's in the inner corner and outer corner, and a little bit on the bottom is Forbidden Fruit. I just think that's a stunning look. I mean, I would wear that. We will put on some mascara and then we'll do lips. Okay, so eye look is done. Absolutely love the quad. Think it's gorgeous. That one shade, Forbidden Fruit, you're probably just gonna see me with that like all over my eye a lot. So I was trying to figure out what to do with the lips because this is a pink look. It's got some depth to it. And I could use the Natasha Denona, the new one. This is in the Love packaging, if you haven't seen my Natasha Denona video. And the shade Amorosa is super pretty. Like, it's really nice. And on me, it makes a really good nude. Like, for my skin tone, it's a very good neutral. There's the Lost Cherry from Tom Ford. Comes in red packaging, so it would go along with the theme we have today. And it's a really pretty pinky red shade. So, I mean, that was a possibility. I was like, oh, maybe I do that one. There's so many choices, guys. This is why I need to do a live so you guys can help me pick. I was thinking about the Hermes. This has a little pink in there, so it qualifies. And this is a matte lipstick. This one is in Rose Nuit. That would work, right? I mean, that's, that would be like a good mix for this. But then I thought, what's one that I haven't used on the channel? And I've mentioned it. It's in pink packaging, and it's called To Die For. And it's just not a shade that, frankly, I often use because it's like a bright pink. So you know what I thought? Let's try it. Let's see what it does. This is Tom Ford's Satin Matte. I think it's called a Satin Matte. Yep, Satin Matte formula. It feels really nice on the lips. What do we think? This is in To Die For. It's definitely pink. Let me take the Pat McGrath structure and just line it a little bit to give it a little definition. There we go. Now, I'll be honest, if I was gonna do this look and wear it out, I probably would go with the Rose Nuit, which is this one, or the Amorosa, because I tend to play things a little bit safer in the shades that I do. But this is fun. I think it's really bright. I think it looks nice. It feels really good. I don't usually do mattes, but again, this is satin matte, so I'm liking that. The foundation is really pretty. If you're looking for a matte foundation, but you want more of a satin matte, like something that isn't truly a true like flat matte, I think this is a really good choice. It wears really well. It looks really nice. It gives great coverage. It's working well for my skin. I'm 48 and I have a lot of redness and rosacea and dryness, so it's working well for me. I really like it. The Goa bronzer is an old favorite. I've talked about it a couple of times and I really do like it. The Gucci powder is beautiful. Again, if you're looking for a matte powder, I would go that way, or even a illuminating powder. It doesn't do that either. It's more of like a natural finish. And the Natasha Denona Love Cheek Duo, I love the packaging. Love the packaging. But I will say I like the highlighter more than the blush. But even, to be honest, like, it's not really my thing. I think it's really pretty, but I don't reach for it very often, and I probably won't reach for it that often. The Pat McGrath highlighter is actually a beautiful highlighter. The formula seems the same as the other one, the Champagne Gold, but I like the Champagne Gold more because it has more of a pink cast to it. And I know that sounds odd because I just said I don't like pink on my face, but I like it in a highlighter. I think it looks really pretty. So yeah, overall I think this is a good, like, pink Valentine's Day themed, right? Look. And I have to say, the quad is absolutely beautiful, and the formula performed just, like a Pat McGrath. It looks beautiful on the eye, it blended beautifully. Just absolutely love it. Gorgeous. And a note about the eye primer, because I realized that I had not mentioned that. I've been using it, and I mentioned it in some other videos, but I haven't followed up about my thoughts on it. As I said in the beginning, it's working really well for me. I have very dry skin. It's not irritating it. It's not drying out my eyelids. I really like it. So if you are a drier skinned person like myself, or maybe average, normal, whatever you want to call it, I really think this is a good choice. I don't know if it's effective enough for oily skin because I don't have oily skin, so I can't comment on it. But I believe my friend Aileen at A March Beauty did also pick this up and we'll be doing a review of it soon. And she does have oilier skin. So I'll make sure she's linked down below so that you can check it out as well. So I think that's it, guys. I think I went through all the products that I used. I'll make sure they're all in the description box as always. I really like it. I think it's a really fun pink look, a little outside my comfort zone, which is good for me. Good for all of us every once in a while. And yeah, I think that's it. So I'm not sure if this will go up before or right after. It's gonna go up during the Valentine's Day time frame. So happy Valentine's Day to everybody. Thanks so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. And I hope to see you in another video really soon.